Hello, my name is Dr. Douglas McIntyre. I'm a certified Christian counselor and ordained pastor. The videos in the next series that you're going to see are presented at Al Huda Islamic University in Houston, Texas. The reason we made this presentation is to give the principles in helping people deal with anger management, trauma resolution, pornography addiction, and same-sex attraction. If you have any question about the information presented, please feel free to contact us at our website, which is acceptancefellowship.com. That's acceptancefellowship.com. I thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy these videos.
This is the real beginning of this Omar story. Before you are three gentlemen. One is a murderer. One thinks he's a homosexual. One is a pornography addict. Which one is which? Any guesses? This is a fact.
The middle one is a gay one,
You think the middle one is a gay one?
and the right one I think is a murder.
The right one is this one is the
Yeah.
murderer.
And the other one is,
This one is the pornographer.
yeah.
You're wrong. Try again.
Yeah, I would say that the green, the purple, the left one is interested in pornography. The middle one is a murderer, and the young kid is
Gay.
gay.
You're wrong.
Whoa.
All of them the same.
Yeah, they're all the three.
All the,
Yeah.
You're wrong. My point. You can't tell by looking.
Yes.
To you and to me, that is three of the finest looking young men in a private school you will ever find. Right? There should not be a problem between them. They're just buddies.
Yes.
All three of them talk to me on Facebook every week. I took that picture about 6 years ago. Now the young one is graduated from high school. The one over here is getting married. The one over here thinks he's getting married, if she agrees. They're fine kids. But when I met them, they were one mixed up bunch. And it was so easy to work with them once you understand how. That they shifted immediately. The murderer was a boy that was beaten his entire life, almost daily. You beat it in, it comes out as what? Anger. He got mad at a kid at school, he took the kid's head and he was banging it into the pavement, and it took 4 teachers to pull him off because he was going to do it. Right? My Bible says, as you think in your heart, so you, if you think you're a murderer, what are you? If you had the chance, you'd do it. Right? The other one came to me and he said, I have no attraction to girls whatsoever. I hate them. I don't want them. They're just, yuck. I got to tell him the story of how when I was 16 years old, and I was a senior, or no, junior in high school, right? Junior in high school, I got to go to New York City. And my, quotes, girlfriend, you know, perfect liars put up perfect defenses. You had to have a girlfriend to be normal, right? In fact, the cure for gay used to be go get married. That's what they told you to do. That takes one miserable person and makes 2. Because the man can't do what the woman needs and the woman can't do what the man needs. Right? And then they have children because men can be manipulated enough that sooner or later there's going to be kids. And now you have a kid that has a dad that doesn't know what he is and a mom that doesn't know what she is, and you got mixed up kids. Go get married, it'll cure the world. No, grow up first. then go get married. And it'll be normal. So I'm in New York City with my girlfriend. She takes me to the headquarters of one of the nicest gospel television productions, 227 West 46th Street. Prominent address, you know? 42nd Street, Times Square, 46th Street, just a block up the road. I mean, that's high-priced country down there. And we sat on the desk of this very prominent televangelist minister, and she reached over and she gave me the biggest kiss I had ever had in my life, and I vomited all over her. Because I couldn't do it. It would be like you kissing him, deep throat. Ugh, look at that. Did you see that? That's the most repulsive thing you ever heard in your life, isn't it? To me, it would have been normal. What are we dealing with here? We're dealing with minds that have been trained. Minds that believe what they think they are because they have been told they are that. It's time up for us to tell them the truth, right? If you're a male, if you look in the mirror and you're a male, guess what you're going to be your whole life? A male. You can't change that. Well, some guys try. It doesn't work. And they get cancer earlier, and it's a whole world. You don't even want to know about this world. I grew up in this world. Okay, pornography addict. You ready for this? Listen.
Yeah. Wow.
He's too old to be there. I mean, he was too young to be the rest of them. But he had one of these. And he'd got pictures. And if you live where he lived, you could dial the right channel and get complete pictures of everything in living color. And when he was 8 years old or 9 years old, he was introduced to this, and by the time he's 13, and he's 14 there, guess what? He's had 5 years already of solid adult pornography. What is he going to be? How could he be anything else but addicted? And with addiction comes degree. First, you see a simple picture, okay? Then the picture has to become more complicated. And then you have to remove more. Right? And by the time I got him, he was thoroughly addicted, and he was watching stuff that you would not believe. I know, because I saw his cell phone. Now, the way I met him was this. His pastor had a 3,000-member congregation. And his pastor went on the internet looking up this subject that we're dealing with and stumbled. Nobody ever stumbles across me on the internet. You know that? God leads them to me. That's why I have so many Muslim boys calling me. God leads them to the one place they can get the help they need. Found my name, called me up. He lives in Central America. He said, would you come down here and give us information to help save 5 boys? This pastor had 3,000 members, and he's worried about 5 little boys. And I said, when do you want me there? He said, as soon as you can get here. And I said, I'll be there in 2 weeks. Send me the money. That's the way I work. I never charge for service. I go, I speak. If you like what you hear, you make a donation, and I can go again. If you don't like what you hear, God will give me money somewhere else. I am a free will. I don't charge. Your question was, how much do I charge for counseling? My mentor. Did you know that every psychologist has to have a psychologist? Because they're all crazy. No, we have mentors, right? My mentor is trying to get me to charge money for my services because he says, you're going to starve to death. Yeah, right. Do I look like I've starved to death so far? My point is this. The kid was addicted. So, I went down and I stood up, and that 3,000 member church had a 600 student school. And I have on this computer all these pictures. I can show you this place and everything about it, right? Beautiful school. Gorgeous. And I got to stand up for the 250 kids in 7th grade and above. That's where you need to start educating. In fact, you may be late because the schools start in 4th grade now. Heather Has Two Mummies is a kindergarten book. Right? You've heard about this. Yeah, he's shaking his head like you know what I'm talking about, don't you? Heather Has Two Mummies is a kindergarten book.
Wow.
Our kids are being educated outside of our control. I'm a Christian pastor, Christian teacher. Don't feed my kids garbage that's going to send them straight. You can finish the sentence. I'm mad. And you've got the same problem. And your leaders are smart enough to know it. And brave enough to allow me to stand here. So congratulate them. When you see your leaders, you congratulate them. You tell them that. Okay? Because they really think. Anyway, this guy called me for the kids. I went down. I'm standing up, right? When you're preaching, like right now, I know which ones of you are interested in what I'm saying and which ones aren't. Some of you are really serious and others of you are not. You know why I know? Can I show you? Some of you have your pen like this and you're writing, and the rest of you are like this. And if you're like this, what does that tell you? You're zoomed right in on what I said. But that little girl over there is just, she doesn't care, right? When you're preaching, when you're talking, you know what you are talking to and who you are talking to and who's alive and who's dead in that congregation. You know why you're all here? I'll make a bet with you. No, wait, you don't bet, do you? You don't gamble. I don't either. Except that was one of my addictions. I had the misfortune of owning a bus company. I had 5 Greyhound buses. One of them went to Atlantic City, New Jersey, every day. Guess who drove it? Guess who left more money in Atlantic City than you made in Atlantic City every day? One day I said, I'm not going to do that again, ever. And for a year, I refused to go to Atlantic City on my own bus. I shook, I sweated, I felt stomach cramps, I had physical withdrawal from a mental gambling addiction. Tell me the mind isn't a powerful thing. And how do we save these kids? All right, I'm watching the audience and I know I had Omar. Omar just was zoomed in on me. And at the end of the service, I always put it this way. If you want to talk to me, you come up, you shake my hand, you hold on just a little longer than you think you should, and I'll get the message and set up a counseling appointment time for you. Okay? Message ended. Omar gets up. Instead of coming forward, he goes to the back of the room. Down the back, down the side, down the front, behind the curtain. When everybody else is gone, he comes out and he says, can I talk? It was me talk. Actually, he's Spanish. Well, my Spanish is about as good as my Arabic. Okay? I can't even say the word here properly. I have to have him put it out in phonics for me to say it, syllables. But he spoke a little bit of English. And about that time, this one jumped up on the aisle and said, I'll translate for him. And then this one jumped up and said, no, I'll work with you on it. And in 1 minute, I had pornography, homosexual, murderer. And I taught them all how to get a grasp on the problems that they have and actually overcome the problems. Well, that night, after counseling with him, I got him started on the right direction. Okay? And then I said the words that he did not want to hear, the words that were scaring him to death. You've got to go talk to your dad.